I'm Ken Bauer. This is my wife Sue, and we've been through a strange and difficult time over the last year. We were up visiting my daughter in Ontario, Canada. Part of the things that I do when I get up there is I often do a lot of repair and upkeep on their house for them. So I was down at the hardware store. While I was at the hardware store, I passed out. They took me to the hospital locally, and I remained semi-conscious after hitting my head for nearly 90 days.
The first days were very scary. They said if he makes it through the first night, we'll see. They weren't even sure if he'd make it through the first night. They put him in intensive care. They put him in an induced coma because of the swelling on his brain. He couldn't breathe on his own. He had to have a tube, and the goal was to get him stable enough to travel back.
Part of what we did immediately was start to ask for prayer. We flew back eventually and went to Mercy Hospital, and who should have just arrived at Mercy Hospital but a Stanford doctor who was an expert in head injuries and head traumas, and he eventually performed 5 different operations on my head.
It was still the roller coaster ride of one brain surgery, another brain surgery, calls in the middle of the night. If he doesn't have another brain surgery in 6 hours, is he going to die? I mean, up and down and up and down. It was very, very difficult.
I got out of the hospital the day before Thanksgiving and had to go for a final checkup with him in January. And as he was looking at me and we were talking about prayer, and he says, "Well, I operated on you, but I didn't heal you."
Just as an encouragement that when the world says no, when the world says death, when the world says there's no hope, to keep on having faith, because we were told there was no hope, but God had something else in mind. Ken is a walking testimony of God's healing, faithfulness, that the power of prayer works. We just give Jesus all the credit and all the glory for all that's happened to him. Because we certainly have gone through the valley of the shadow of death and have come through on the other side.